Today I'm going to be walking you guys through how to make the ice cream base, okay, which is really good, by the way. Big fan, my 2 and 4-year-old love it. And then also how to make a frozen yogurt base, and then also the Italian ice, okay? So first off, I love the different color options that this thing has. I love the fact that it comes with a airtight container right here. So basically, once you make that ice cream, if you don't finish it, it goes in here, and then this lovely little deal can just go into the freezer just like so, because it's stainless steel. And then it comes with a second one, so if you want to have ice cream and Italian ice, or ice cream and frozen yogurt because your kids like different ones, you're able to do that. And then of course, they're super easy to clean because they are stainless steel. All right, now we have the different bases that they told us about in the lovely book here that gives you all kinds of guidance and troubleshooting tips if your ice cream is too runny or not smooth enough or whatever the case may be. Let's say you got a recipe off Pinterest and the portions were off, right? Then this book gives you troubleshooting tips for those recipes. All right, so first off, we know the ice cream tastes good, but I'm gonna go ahead and walk you through how I made the ice cream, the frozen yogurt, and the Italian ice. And make sure to stick around for about halfway through this video because I'm gonna give you a tip that allowed, obviously, the no pre-freezing, and then also whenever it was a little too runny for me right after, you are able to adjust settings on this to make sure that you don't have to freeze it afterwards to get that ice cream consistency. So there is a minimum and maximum line in here, and there's 2 max lines. So max line 2 is for the ice cream and frozen yogurt. Max line 1 is for the Italian ice. All right, now, so what we need is a whole milk Greek yogurt here. I like to use the brand Faye for mine. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, and one of the other things I like about this is you don't actually have to pre-whisk this portion. All you've got to do is just get it all in there, and then of course we're gonna add some sugar. And then next you're going to need a cup of sugar. So just to recap, we did 2 cups of Greek yogurt, whole milk Greek yogurt, and then now we have the sugar and all that good stuff in there. Basically what you're gonna do is put this in like so. This has refrigerant in it, so you don't have to pre-freeze anything, but they do say that you don't have to leave it on as long if you take your ingredients straight out of the fridge, okay? The next thing is this lovely piece, okay? You're gonna go ahead and just plop it right in there. It does have an arrow on the top. Line the arrow up with the unlock, okay? Turn it until you hear the click, and then the setting on the top is going to let you know that it's been locked. Hey, my cat is going to apparently help us. Get down, Dolce. All right, so the next portion that we have here is, of course, ice cream, frozen yogurt, or Italian ice. We're gonna choose frozen yogurt. It defaults to 30 minutes. If you want it to be thicker, just increase it. So we'll go ahead and try 35. One good thing about this is if it starts to get too dense, it will stop spinning and it'll say dense on here to let you know. We're gonna hit play. And now it's starting to mix everything in there and turning it into our lovely frozen yogurt. Once it's done, it has a chill feature where it will chill it in here for 60 minutes, so you don't have to worry about getting here right at the end of the 35. It'll still chill it for that time. And then if you want to mix in any kind of flavoring after this, since this is a base, if I want to add vanilla or raspberry, mango, whatever I want, there's also a lovely mix feature I will show you. All right, so here is the chilling feature. As you guys can see, it just keeps it nice and cool. So your frozen yogurt, Italian ice, ice cream, whatever the case may be, will stay nice and chilly. So that way, once you pop it open and it looks as lovely as this, it will be ready to consume. So if for some reason you wanted to put chocolate chips or anything along those lines and make it into your own little pink berry, you can go ahead and add different mixings and then put it on the mix setting and it'll mix it all together nicely for you. Good. Y'all, I didn't even mix that ahead of time and it tastes so good. Next time I might put a little less sugar because it is a little sweet. But other than that, that tastes really great. So now let's go ahead and try the Italian ice setting. And now I'm about to make the Italian ice citrus based, okay? So first things first, one of the things I love about this is it doesn't require any kind of pre-freezing, right? There's refrigerant in here. It's great. I bought this about 2 weeks ago. My kids love it. So we're gonna go ahead and do the Italian ice now. So what you do with this one is you are going to take 2/3 a cup of warm water and 1/2 cup of sugar, whisk it all in there. Then you are going to take 1/3 a cup of that mixture, okay? Put it in here. I was a little short on some, so I'm gonna eyeball that. All right, and then once you do that, you are also going to add 3/4 a cup of cold water as well. And then they have these super fun little lemon dealies, like literally lemon juices in here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put about 1 tablespoon of the lemon in here. Another thing I really like about this is it has a mix feature. Okay, so once you make the ice cream, if you wanna mix in strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, banana, whatever you wanna mix in afterwards, you can go ahead and do the mix feature. It also automatically, you guys, when it's done mixing, freezing, whatever, with the frozen yogurt, with the Italian ice, with the ice cream, it goes straight into a 60-minute chill mode, so you don't have to get to it right away, all right? So I now have my 2 tablespoons of lemon and lime juice so I can make this, what's the word that I want? Nice and citrusy, okay? So I've got that. I'm gonna go ahead, actually, I am not at the max line or the minimum. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to double everything that I put in here. So there's a max 2 line inside this. The max 2 line is for the ice cream and for the frozen yogurt, okay? And then the max 1 line is for this lovely thing here. So now that we have everything that we need in here, we're gonna throw this in. Just a heads up, a lot of the recipes on Pinterest and things like that have fruit purees. You have to use juices when you're flavoring this because you want the right texture. If you use a puree or something like that, it's not gonna have the texture that you want using this machine. So they do say to use extracts or different powder flavorings, not fruit purees, okay? We're going to put this lovely thing on here, put it into the lock, and then turn it over to that lock mechanism. We're gonna turn it on and we're gonna choose Italian ice. Go ahead, let this do its thing, and I'm gonna show you how it turns out. All right, so it's all done. One of the things I like is it wasn't done yet, so I put it on for another 30 minutes, and then I was worried about it getting too hard. But once it was ready, it stopped and put it into a dense mode, so that way you don't actually have to worry about it getting hurt at all. And it looks very nice. Looks great, has a nice texture. Obviously, you can just eat it, which is what I plan to do. It just melts in your mouth. Wow, that's a perfect consistency right there. And then the other thing that you can obviously do is use their lovely little scooper, add some to a glass, and you can do a bubbly of choice over. I'm gonna be doing Canada Dry. And then of course, there you go. That's so good. And then of course it has the airtight seal on the top. And for some reason, you wanted to mix some more stuff in there, you can. And remember, it would have kept it chilled for up to 60 minutes. All right, y'all, stick with me and I'll tell you how to make this ice cream and then also a few tips on how to make it better. All right, so we're gonna make this ice cream today and see how good this goes. First things first, you need to take everything out, wash it with warm soapy water, all that good stuff. Don't get this wet, just the things that come out of it, okay? And this part right here in particular, you have to, these 2 thingies right there, pinch them in order to take this off, because you don't want this to get wet. So just clean this portion with the soapy water. This also comes off nice and easy, so you can clean that separately as well. Okay, so you're gonna need 3/4 a cup of sugar, and then you're going to need 2 cups of heavy cream, and then you need also a cup of milk. I use whole milk. One of the other things, if you like Chobani creamers, you guys, they're amazing. You can add a touch of that in order to flavor it if you want as part of the heavy cream, because half and half can also work. Once we've done that, we're gonna do our lovely pinch of salt here, okay? And then we're gonna add vanilla. Now, if you don't wanna add any flavoring and you just want a base, at this point, this is where you would add your strawberries, your blueberries, whatever you want. But I'm gonna be adding 2 teaspoons because I just want generic vanilla ice cream for the starters, because I always judge these things based off of how well they make the classics, okay? All right, so now that we've got all that in there, you're going to whisk it all together, basically just until the sugar on the bottom is fully dissolved. Also, make sure it sits upright, meaning correctly, for 2 hours. There's refrigerant in there that is going to make it cool, so that way it can cook within 45 minutes to an hour. And if it just came in from the mail and it was on its side or something, you need to let it sit for 2 hours to let the refrigerant cook onto the bottom, or settle, excuse me, onto the bottom. Okay, so on the inside here, it's probably really hard to see, but there's different max lines, okay? Now, this specific ice cream maker can make yogurt, it can make sorbet, and well, Italian ice, and then it can also make, obviously, ice cream, okay? And the max lines will be dependent on what you do. For the ice cream, we're gonna fill it to max line 2, all right? Now, what's nice about this also is it comes with 2 of these dealies, and this is what goes in here to cook it, okay? So whenever I fill this to the max line, I'm gonna have some left over. I can put the rest in here and put it in the fridge to continue chilling so I can make it right after. The other thing that's really nice about it is the fact that it comes with one of these, okay? And basically this will allow you to store this in the freezer afterwards if you don't eat it all, which, I mean, let's be real here. We probably will eat it all. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour this. You're going to plop it into here. And then, once again, you're gonna put this on. Now there's these lovely like lock and unlock buttons here. Okay, so you just wanna make sure that it all lines up when you're putting it in. so now I know it's locked. We're good to go there. Okay, we're gonna hit the power button, and look, it's got colors. That's so fun. All right, we have ice cream, frozen yogurt, Italian ice. So we're just gonna hit ice cream and then play, and now it's gonna go for 34 minutes making our super yummy ice cream. So I will update you guys when it's done and let you know how it tastes and how well it did. Okay, so it finished. One of the cool things about this is it has a chilling mode. So when it's done, it automatically goes into a chilling mode for 60 minutes. Look at that. Gotta try it. Oh my God, it tastes so good. Okay, so let me go ahead and use this scooper. And I have a 2 and a 4-year-old, so sprinkles. It's probably gonna make it look disgusting, but you see now it looks gorgeous, okay? We're gonna put sprinkles in. Everybody watching this like, they're ruining the consistency. It's fine. And then we're gonna say mix. What this does is it just mixes it for 2 minutes. So in the real world, meaning not mine, I guess, other people would add like strawberries, blueberries, bananas, whatever you want your mix in to be, chocolate chip cookie dough, whatever the case may be, okay? And then it's basically just gonna mix it around and add it all together. All right, let's see if it wrecked it. Oh, well now I just have like gray ice cream. It's fine. All right, so basically you're just gonna go ahead and use the scraper to get it all off. What you're gonna do, take it on out. It has this. You can put this top on, and then you can go ahead and put it in the freezer to let it set even more. Or of course, like I said, it's got the lovely scoop. So you can
so I'm going to do a quick update here. So notice how loose it was. I did make this again with a second batch, and instead of letting it go on the default 35 minutes, I upped it to 45 to 50, and then it had a great consistency like it had been in the freezer for an additional 2 or 3 hours afterwards.
All right, so I went ahead and did the second cup. There wasn't as much in there, but as you can see, it is definitely harder now and more ice cream-like. So if you wanted, if you fill it to the max line, instead of doing the default of it at 35 minutes, just increase it to like 45 or 50, and then you'll get a really good ice cream consistency.